Alright, so hello, good day. Welcome to the class again, class. So, yeah, for today, we're gonna be having another lesson. New day, new lesson. So, before anything else, please do choose a place or the best spot in your house for us to discuss and avoid distractions. First, to be able to focus on the lesson. But anyways, at this part, let us pray. Um, okay. So let us put ourselves into the presence of God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear God, we hope and pray for us to be able to further discuss the lesson clearly, and for the students, or for my students to be able to understand the lesson clearly as well. Thank you so much for all the blessings that you have bestowed upon us. And this all we ask for Christ our Lord. Amen. So, hi once again. Good morning, class. Audible ba ko? Or naay feedback mga madungog sa inyong end?
Naid feedback pero alta siya kawala.
Okay. Wait lang class ha.
Pahinay sa labot kong balingog ana. I mean, ayaw siya kaya anak.
How about kani? Okay na?
Yes, miss. Okay na.
Thank you, Charlene. Okay, so mag-attendance sa tanong. So the one who's present today, Camille Shoko, present ba?
Yes, miss.
Okay, good. How about Sherilyn Agravante?
I'm here, miss.
Alright, very good. Kay present hapon, no? And how about Miss Jonah? Present pod? Okay na, siguro siya. Anyways, going back to the lesson proper. By the way, before we proceed for our next discussion, let us first have a recall on our previous lesson. Why is there a need to study daw be in your own understanding of our previous lesson? Nganong kinahanglan man mag-study? How about you, Camille? Nganong need man mga tao or individual mag-study?
Good morning, miss. So for me, I think we need to study for us to be able to prepare for something.
Wow, prepare for something. Ganahan ko sa answer. Yes, tama gid kayo siya. Preparing for the future or something na wala ka kabalo. How about you, Sherilyn? Ano may idea nimo about the previous lesson? Why there is a need to study?
A person is need to study for us or for them to educate themselves.
Wow! Educate themselves. That's correct. Studying is educating ourselves. So right now or for today, I'm gonna be sharing my screen. I'm gonna be presenting you this second screen. So makita na ba ninyo siya?
Yes, miss.
Alright, perfect. So we're gonna be discussing about elements of a short story. Now, present. Okay. Ano siya? Klaro? Or klaro kayo?
Claro, miss.
So, now, let's see. Lang ha? Okay. So today we will discuss about the elements of short story, but maybe some of you have encountered about this before in your elementary years or let's say in your lower years. So Nabay naka-discuss na ani previously about the elements of a short story? Or wala?
Wala pa, miss.
Okay. So, sige lang, don't worry class because today I will make you understand better about elements of a short story, okay? So, are you ready?
Very ready.
Right then. So, in this part, before we go further through our discussion, let me first ask, what do you know about a short story? Okay, so, sige, later na lang. Now, I'm gonna be reading the objectives. So, here are the objectives. First, we're going to define short story. Then, recall the elements of short story through a guided discussion. Note the different elements of short story through reading and analyzing the literary keys. The Necklace by Guy de Maupassant. So, and the last objective we have would be realize and appreciate the value of what they have before it's too late. Okay. So now, as what I asked before, who can read the definition of a short story? So, how do we define a short story? Any volunteer?
Choco, Miss.
Okay, Shoko, go.
According to Britannica, a short story is a brief fiction prose narrative that is shorter than a novel and that usually deals with only a few characters and themes.
Alright, perfect. That's correct. Now, since we already have a definition of a short story, let's move to the next part. So, yeah, I will be reading you. This is like a shortened summarization of the novel or story, the next. So, this is considered short story. Kasi shortened na din naman. Now, the synopsis would be a shortened version for a text that highlights key points. That's what synopsis means. So, the necklace synopsis, the necklace by Guy de Maupassant, is a story of a middle-class lady named Matilda. Now, mura siya Matilda sa Bisaya, no? But her name is Matilda. She was born in a clerk family and was married to a clerk named M. Loisel. She was very pretty, but was dissatisfied in life because of her poverty. Once she borrowed a necklace from her friend Madame Forrester and lost it at the party, dito na nagsugod ang tanang problema nga iyahang na-experience sa life. So now, we're going to try to read and ponder the short story entitled The Necklace. So later on, maminaw ta carefully no kay mangutanan ko later on about sa five elements of a short story. Without any further ado, I'm gonna be starting to read The Necklace. Set in Paris, France in 1880, Matilda was a pretty lady born in a poor family. She was married to a clerk. She suffered a lot of misery as she felt that she had been born for better things. All day, she would be dreaming of luxurious houses, dainty dinners, elegant dresses, and beautiful jewelry. Now, one day, her husband came home very happy. He had an invitation to a ball for both of them from the Minister of Public Instruction. So, he thought his wife would be happy. But she only got angry and threw the invitation card on the table. On being asked why she reacted in such a manner, she replied that she did not have the proper dress for the party. Her loving husband gave her all the money he had set aside.
When the
dress
dress was
was
red,
red,
Matilda's
Matilda's
husband saw
husband
that
saw that
still she
still
was not
she was not
happy.
happy.
On being
On
asked
being
the
asked
reason,
the reason,
she said
she
that
said that
she had
she
no
had no
jewels.
jewels.
Exasperated, her
Exasperated,
husband
her
asked
husband
her to
asked
wear
her to
fresh
wear fresh
flowers.
flowers.
When she
When
refused
she
to do
refused to
so,
do
in
so, in
desperation, he
desperation,
told
he
her to
told
borrow
her to
Joe
borrow Joe
from her
from
dear
her
friend,
dear friend,
Mrs.
Mrs.
Forrester.
Forrester.
Matilda borrowed
Matilda
the
borrowed
diamond
the diamond
necklace from her.
necklace from her.
She was a
She was
great
a
hit
great
at the
hit
party.
at the party.
Everyone
Everyone
admired her.
admired her.
She
She
danced until
danced
4
until
a.m. and
4
then
a.m.
went
and then
home
went
tired
home tired
but happy.
but happy.
So, kayo kay si
So, kayo
Matilda,
kay
no?
si Matilda, no?
Grabe kay siya
Grabe kay siya
ambition or
ambition or
um,
um,
desire sa
desire
life.
sa life.
Even though kabalo
Even
siya
though
nga,
kabalo siya nga,
kumpli sila.
kumpli sila.
So, in this
So, in
part,
this part,
moving
moving
forward,
forward,
on
on
reaching
reaching
home,
home,
she
she
decided to take a
decided to take
final
a
look
final
at
look at
herself.
herself.
She was
She was
terribly
terribly
shocked when
shocked
she
when
found
she
the
found the
necklace was
necklace
missing.
was missing.
Na, wala naman.
Naniruan.
They looked
They looked
everywhere for it, but
everywhere
it
for
was
it, but
nowhere
it
to
was
be found.
nowhere to be found.
They went to the police
They went to the
and also
police
put
and
an
also put
advertisement
an
in the
advertisement in
papers.
the papers.
In the
In the
meantime, they wrote
meantime,
to
they
Madame
wrote to Madame
Forrester. So,
Forrester.
Madame
So, Madame
Forrester na
Forrester
ilahang
na may lahang
hilman o
hilman o
kwintas sa iyang
kwintas sa iyang
pangalan ay
pangalan ay
diamond
diamond
ring dito
ring dito so
that the
that the
clasp was
clasp was
broken and
broken and
also
also
that
that
they
they
would
would
get
get
the
the
necklace
necklace
repaired
repaired
and
and
returned.
returned.
So I have a
So, I have a
question.
question.
In this
In
part,
this
if
part,
the
in the
clasp was
clasp was broken and they would get the necklace repaired and returned it. Tinuod ni nga part or nangatik sila ani nga part?
They lied.
They lied.
That's
That's
correct.
correct. They lied.
When the
When the necklace was not found,
they
they decided to
replace
replace it with a similar necklace.
They bought
They
it
bought
for
it for
14,000
14,000 francs.
francs.
Una na lang nato. 14,000
pesos
pesos na siya.
and
And had
to
to
take
take a loan for it. In order to repay the loan, they took a rented room and turned away the maid. All the household work was done by Matilda. So, wala na sila maid. They only have themselves, no? Mr. Loisel, ang husband ni Matilda, took up overtime work to save money, and this life continued for almost 10 long years, by the end of which Mrs. Loisel looked old and scruffy. One day, she happened to meet Mrs. Forrester, who still looked young. Matilda told her the whole story. So, ito nag-share o ito ka rin ni Matilda. True. Shocked at the story, Mrs. Forrester told her a shocking truth. Like, for example, the diamond necklace that she had lent to Matilda had been made of artificial diamonds and was worth only 500 francs. Or maingon na lang tayo, 500 pesos. Okay, so, yes, mo lang to siya ang ato ang short story about sa the necklace, no? Naaba mo yung nakatunan about adding a story? Or nabo may kaila nga murag si Matilda or wala?
Wala. Ay, murag familiar. Familiar.
Okay. Siguro walay kaila pero familiar. Okay, alright. So, let's try to check if naabatay wonder. So, since mo naman kung basa about sa story, short story, I'll be asking questions. So, for this part, can you provide at least one or isa may ingon unsa ang element of short story nga naa sa the necklace? naboy maka
volunteer
o ano, guess
kung
kung
sa
sa tong
five
5
elements.
elements.
Characters.
Characters, there you go. One
Element
element out of the 5 elements of a short story. That's correct, Shoko. Very good, no? So now moving forward, here are the 5 elements of a short story. So Shoko, can you please read the 5 different elements?
5 elements of a story. First, we have the setting. Second, the character. Third is the conflict. Then the fourth one is the plot. And the last one is the theme.
That's correct. Okay, so now
in
in this part, see here, let's tackle
first
first
the
the
characters.
characters.
Now,
Now, in this part,
kindly
kindly give me the definition of characters. Camille?
So, character is a person or sometimes an animal who takes part in the action of a story or other literary work.
That's correct.
That's correct.
So,
So, how do we figure out that that is the character? How do we know, or how do we get to know them? That they are the characters. So that is through the author's physical description, individuals, through their actions, words, inner thoughts, and other characters that other characters say and think about them. Now, how about the setting? Setting is the time and place that a story occurs. So, can you further elaborate what is a setting? Shoko?
Miss?
Elaborate. Like, Kanisha. Ibasa lang.
Okay. Authors often use descriptions of landscape, scenery, buildings, seasons, or weather to provide a strong sense of setting.
Excellent. Now, a setting and the story, the necklace is this one. Set in Paris, France in 1880. So that is the setting. Ahaman siya, or kanus aman siya, nakita po. Now going back, siya. Here you go. Next part. Now, how about the theme? What is a theme? Now, a theme is the meaning behind events and characters' actions in the story. It's the central idea, message, or purpose of the short story. A theme can be expressed as general statement or kung sa imong ingon about sa story or kung sa man siya ang story about. It is not a plot summary, but it can be either directly or indirectly stated by the author. Pero mostly or most likely indirectly. Now, as for the necklace, the theme is, para sa ako, it is, you may pay a terrible price for great and desire. Bayad siya dako nga kantidad, ibayaran niya dako nga kantidad ang diamond, maskin like 500 ra di ito, no? So, nangatik pa siya, nag-antos pa sila for 10 years, tapos bayad pa siya dako, nakauna pa sila. Now, another one is, unsa pa man ang lain na pwedeng mahimong sa story.
Like, I think, man versus self. Like, I mean, ang kalaban naman ko niya dito is, I mean, iyang sarili lang kayo because she desired too much. Then, moto nga, siya rin po yung nagsuffer at the end.
Tama. I like the answer, Shoko. Very, very exact and precise, no? Man versus himself. Kay tinuod jud, siya ra gyud pud ang naghimo iyang kaugalingong problema. Kay wa man ta siya problema. Kung ato lang tayo siya sa mall, no? Walay jewelry or flower lang ang kanang niya nga jewelry. Pero wala man siya nagsuot. So, nahimo na noon siyang problema. Karon, let's talk about conflict. A
Is
conflict
any of
is
the
any of the
problems that the
problems that the
character
character
encounters in
encounters
a
in a
story.
story.
The
The
conflict is a
conflict is
struggle
a
between
struggle
two
between two
people or
people or
things in a
things
short
in a
story.
short story.
Pero,
Pero,
what do you
what
think
do you
is
think is
the main
the main
conflict in
conflict in
the
the
necklace
next
campaign?
I think when she found out that she lost the necklace.
Tama. Tapos, unsa na po yung nisunod nga conflict?
I think they struggled to find kanang marag exact copy of the necklace.
Tama. So, tungod ato, naka-loan sila, nag-loan og kwarta ang iyang husband, tanang savings niya, nagasto na niya, para lang, kay ipon man to siyang husband for a gun, pero nagamit na siyang husband para lang sa luto siya. Asawa nga siya Matilda. So, muto, nagka-problema hinuol siya. That's correct. So, now, next. Isa pa man di ay ang conflict. Conflict is any of the problems that the character encounters in a story. The conflict is the struggle between people or things in a short story. But there are two general types of short story. And na-mention na ninyo mo siya kaganina, Shoko. Na-appreciate na kabalo kay nakabalo ka about man versus himself. So, external conflict with others and with nature. But internal is conflict within themselves. So, struggle that the main characters may face. Can you please read Camille?
The man versus himself, man versus man, man versus nature, man versus society, man versus the supernatural.
That's correct. Excellent.
Now,
Now, how about the plot? Kani medyo kini siya, pero yes, mao ni siya ang plot. It is a pattern of events that develop from the interactions between characters. A plot is a series of events. So, dapat lang nato siya ma-remember na ang plot kay series of events and characterizations that relate to the central conflict. So, there you go. Now, next is this one. Makita pa ba gihapon or nawala ang ako ang share screen?
Wala, miss.
Hindi rin nawala siya. Okay, makita na?
Yes, miss.
Alright, thank you kaayo, Camille, very participative. Now, here's the plot. There are 5 elements of a plot. Those are exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and conclusion. So, in this part, let's try to elaborate the definition of exposition. So, what is exposition? Camille?
It gives the readers necessary information about earlier events, present situation, or the characters.
That's correct. Exposition, mo na siya ang first part nga i-introduce ang main characters or ang present situation, which is the first part of the story. And now, how about the rising action? What is the rising action?
It is the working of the situation by a series of events. It is also involves a series of complications leading to crisis.
That's right. So, complications leading to crisis. Excellent answer.
How about climax? How would you elaborate climax, Shoko? A scene?
Oh,
Madungog
madungog ko or naghang kadali?
Wala kadali, miss.
Wala ang connection. So, we may get a connection. But anyways, going back, climax is a scene or incident that steers the most intense feeling or emotions of the audience. So, mo na siyang climax. Kanang pinakagrabe nga kalisod or kaayo nga nahitabo. So depende sa story, no? Now, how about falling action? When we say falling action, it clarifies and simplifies the complicated situation. So, slowly resolve na siya ang mga panghitabo. And now the conclusion is pulling together the various strands of actions and brings the situation to close that satisfies the audience's expectation. So, ang conclusion is mo na siya ang um, ending or last part sa or kanang unsay nahitabuan na nga story. Now, in this part, we're gonna be having an activity and you're going to evaluate which is which. Is this an exposition, rising action, climax, or falling action, or conclusion? So now, let's just try to have a guess. Camille, what can you say about the illustration? Can you please identify, or you can also read the statements written on the picture?
Matilde. Kasi pagbasa ni Lois?
Loisel.
Matilde?
Tama.
Loisel is not wealthy, yet she dreams to be her husband's, give her money to buy a dress. But she is not satisfied until she asks a wealthy friend for a necklace to borrow. At the ball, Loisel is a hit, but the necklace goes missing. After a days of searching, and she and her husband decide to replace it with one that looks identical. The replacement costs more than the make, and it takes them to 10 years to pay it off.
So, Karoin, the replacement costs more money than they make, and it takes them 10 years to pay it. Unsa man ni siya, exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, or conclusion?
Lahi ba ang first picture miss sa second picture, or they are just the same?
They're just the same.
Rising a climax?
Rising climax, or katong pinakauna?
Exposition.
Dili, katong pinakauna ni mo giingon.
Rising action.
Okay, tama. Okay, nahimuot ko sa rising climax. Pero, rising action is correct. Now, how about this one? Set in Paris, France in 1880, a young middle-class woman dreams of a lifestyle far beyond her reach. One day, her husband comes home with tickets to attend a very affluent party. She is excited to attend, but upset that she will look down her ugly. So, unsa man ni siya?
Exposition.
Wow, excellent. That's correct. And NA. My life has been horrible because of that necklace I borrowed 10 years ago. One day, Matilde is walking to the market and sees the friend that she borrowed the necklace from. She decides to tell her what happened.
Conclusion.
Conclusion. Okay, that's correct. After 10 years of hard work and struggles, the couple pays off all their debts.
That's the conclusion, di ay.
Okay, pwede. Naapay lahing at kuan. Sige lang, makita na tang answer. Kanisha. How about this? The friend, Madame Forrester tells Matilde that the necklace was false or a fake. The reader is left contemplating the irony of the situation.
Conclusion.
Kani siya ang tama ang conclusion. Bali dito akong giingon nga kani. So, unsa man ni siya? Pananaw, pananaw ni unsa man ni?
Calling action?
Okay, there you go. Tapos kani, ang nahitabo sila for 10 years. Grabe gid kaayo gyud.
Conclusion? Climax.
Okay, perfect. Now, dara siya. Exposition, katong naa sila sa Paris, ano first nahitabo, rising action, diri nahitabo ang konflikto nagkalisod. Pero ang pinaka-climax yun nga nahitabo sa ila is katong nag-adto sila for 10 years, calling action, giingon ni Matilda kay Madam Lloyd sa kay Madam Matilda.
Forrester.
Sige, ang katong friend. Ingon niya sa iyang friend, ang nahitabo, ang conclusion or ang ending kay na-shock ang all, kay dili dayto real ang diamond ilang gilisdan. So, karon ang ato ang assignment, here's Uy, but before the assignment, no, na ako'y pangutana, kat nang siya ko, unsay mo ang na-learn sa The Necklace nga short story na ato ang basa na ganito.
I've learned that it is okay to be ambitious, but I think we should limit. I mean, although good ang mag-ambition siya, pero pag mas magud masobra, anagi sila too much will kill you.
Tama, good kaayo. So, grabe magulihang desire, no, or grabe iyang ambition. Maskin kabalo siya, nga naglisod sila. Nya, isa pa, tama tayo mga giingon no, okay lang mga ambisyon, kay mo motivate man ta. However, naapa may mas dapat kinahanglan unahon kesa anang mga diamond nga pang one night ra gyud kaayo siya nga event pero iyag yung gibunong pagkabongga of always. So, pindot kaayo na siya nga quote or learning karong adlaw. Aside from that also, always remember class that everything in this world is short-lived. No? We can have anything that we want. Syempre, bata pa man ta, so hence no amount of material possessions would satisfy all of our needs. Kay the more nga mag-mature ta, the more nga mudakot ta, the more nga mudaghan mo ang ato ang gusto or ato ang i-desire nga maato ang. Tama ba ko, Camille?
Yes, miss.
So, we need not depend on the things that we possess, dahil ang ingat ka kanina, but rather the one created for the people to express our being through work. So, kinahanglan lang dyan ito maning kamot para ma-achieve nato ang ato ang gusto. And aside from that also, no, let's try to be more kanang content. Kung makaya pang mahimong content to, if ever nakabalot na kung wala gid tayo provide para tinapay mas lain priorities nga dapat. But anyways, thank you for a very great discussion. So I really appreciate how participative you are in the class. Kami ni Shoko. So yes, I'd be adding 100% on the participation that you have given in this class discussion. And thank you so much also. But we're now going back to the lesson. The assignment that I will be giving all of class will read in advance about the next lesson, the footnote to you. Now, daghan jud kay mo ma-learn aning the footnote to use. And just try to search it on Google. Maskin katong summary lang. Kay in our next lesson, we're going to learn about how to write a song. So that's also an assignment. Search on Google on how to write a song. So, alright, for today, this would be all a wrap up. Thank you so much for everything that you have shared in the class as well. And at this point also, Mao na ni siya ang ending sa akong class. But anyways, thank you kayo, Camille. No? Participate yung sa ako ang demo. So, salamat din sa ako. Ikaw lang nabilin. Okay, nag-out. Ha?
Di si Cherry Bean. Ang itong isa.
Wala sila, uy. O ganito, nagbalik-balik. Bakit na lang kung Camille o Shoko?
Sige, sige.
Oo. So, maura to siya ang ako ang, ha?
Ay, sige, sige. Yan sa?
Ay, maura to siya ang ako ang demo karong adlaw. Sumusunod na adlaw na po.
Sige, sige. Salamat.
Oo, thank you po. Mabay sa karon. Ayu-ayu o amping.
Yes,
God bless ang exam. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
And ko na po. Share screen and na.